Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I greet you today. Hope that you're having a beautiful morning. Today is January the 20th, and I'm going to do your Just for Today in a meditation. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Now, let's go ahead and get into that meditation. See what we have, what beautiful gift we have here today. All right, it is entitled One Promise, Many Gifts. Narcotics Anonymous offers only one promise, and that is freedom from active addiction. Basic text, page 106. Imagine how it might be if we had arrived at the doors of Narcotics Anonymous, desperate, wanting to stop using drugs, only to be met by a sales pitch. If you just work the steps and don't use drugs, you'll get married, live in the suburbs, have 2.6 children, and start wearing polyester. You will become a responsible, productive member of society and be fit company for kings and presidents. You will be rich and have a dynamic career. Most of us, greeted with such a heavy-handed spiel, would have shrieked and bolted for the door. Instead of high pressure nonsense and frightening predictions, we are greeted with a promise of hope, freedom from active addiction. We feel a blessed relief come over us when we hear that we never have to use drugs again. We aren't going to be forced to become anything. Of course, after some time in recovery, good things start happening in our lives. We are given gifts, spiritual gifts, material gifts, gifts that we've always dreamed of, but never dared hope for or hope we'd get. These, however, are truly gifts. They are not promised to us just because we become NA members. All we are promised is freedom from active addiction. And it's more than enough. Just for today, I have been promised freedom from active addiction. The gifts I receive are the benefits of recovery. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah, just for today, please and thank you. That's marvelous. That's marvelous when we think about one promise and many gifts. We hear it a lot, but it is actually a quote from the basic text. Narcotics Anonymous offers only one promise, and that is freedom from active addiction. And everything after that are the benefits, really, of recovery. And I think for me, I can honestly say if I like spills, right? So if I had heard that I was going to have all this stuff, get married, live in suburbs, and have 2.6 kids and do all of this wonderful stuff, I probably, just like with any, multi-marketing enterprise, I probably would have said, oh, yeah, sign me up. And then once I got into it and realized, oh, I have to do something besides just not you, I have to do some step work. I have to be honest and open-minded and willing. Oh my goodness, you guys lied to me. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that the one promise we do actually make, we can actually keep it because it has been happening for recovering addicts since 1953. And from the mothership, even longer than that. Honestly, to be able to make a promise and keep it. And here's the thing, I'm not confused about this, so don't you be either. Good things do happen. We stay clean and we figure out, oh, there's some added benefits that come with this. You mean now that I show up at work on time and am an active listener and a team player, you want to give me more money for doing this job? And with that more money, I'm going to buy a better car or an apartment or move out of my mom's house and get my own place. And I might even find a girl or a guy that I like. And we're going to have a working relationship. And I'm going to get married and have beautiful babies, and that no one's going to try to take away from me because I'm not one of those irresponsible parents anymore. Yeah, all of that stuff. We find all of that stuff happens. But let's not be confused. As sure as time passes, there's going to be some bumps along the way as well. I mean, in a year, I've lost a mother-in-law and a stepmother and a brother-in-law, deeply impacted by the loss of those lives. A nephew shot and killed, murdered in the streets, and the killer is still running around. I don't know about you, but I don't think 30 years, nearly 30 years ago, that I would have been able to stay clean during all of that. Starting my internship and able to just admit I'm overwhelmed with this and not pick up something. I mean, I picked up some 5 hours of sleep last night, right? I decided to sleep in and cancel my 7:30 appointment. Right. I mean, so that was maybe maladaptive, but I was exhausted and I was in a position to make a decision. I need to take care of my physical body and just not wake up to an alarm today. So the things that I choose to use to resolve situations today are far more healthier. So good things happen, but so do bad. And the promise is still the same. It's still the same. If you don't pick it up, you can't get high. Freedom from active addiction. That's why we ask, are you a part of the no matter what club, or you topsy-turvy? You're not sure today whether or not you're going to be able to pull this off, because we're still here for you. The meetings are still here for you. Sponsorship, friendships, people to turn to, talk to. Even if they can't relate, they have something that they passed through and stayed clean through. Yeah, so today I wish you well. I wish you well, that this January 20th would be the most beautiful day that you've ever lived on purpose, because you can make it so. And even if something does come up, you still got the same one promise with the same many gifts as I do. And we're just going to roll with it. And we're not going to use no matter what. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you soon.